Welcome back, guys. We are here for Counter Logic Gaming against the Zerk. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong stream. We are here for the best of five final between Warlords of the Deep and Pandemic Legion. They are 2-1-1, if I'm not mistaken. So, if Warlords of the Deep take this, they will win. If Pandemic Legion take this, we go to a sixth match to determine a winner. I'm Bakken Alien here with Apathetic Brent. We are looking at the Warlords team of two Vindicators, Megathron Navy Issue, two Sabres, two Merlins, and a Kestrel.
And for the Pandemic Legion team, we have their Newt Rush, which is two Myrmidons, Executor, Curse, two Vexers, and two Sentinels. It looks like the whole team has come in at about 30. Whereas last time the whole team came in at 0, which is interesting. And this time we also have the Megathron hulls of Warlords coming in at 10, whereas last time they came in at 30. So a little bit of a positioning change from the first time we saw this matchup.
Indeed, because of the angles they've warped in at, however, it looks to me like they're probably not much more than 25 or 30 from the PL team. Those three Megathron hulls, the two Vindies and Mega Navy, the angle they've warped in at is a very acute angle, so they're really close. That's perhaps an unfortunate break for the PL team, but this looks like a setup that is meant to last a little while, so it may not prove to be that big of a deal. Meanwhile, the Warlords of the Deep is kind of a go all in, win it fast, or not at all. So we'll see how this pans out.
Yeah, and if my memory is right about the speed of the Myrmidons after the changes, I think those Vindicators will be a little faster than the Myrmidons, so they should be able to catch them. And it does look like the PL team is trying to burn away. At the same time, we've got Berserker 2s and Augmented Berserkers dropped from the Warlords team.
Indeed, I'm starting to see it looks like tracking disruption effects. I can't tell where they're going yet. We'll see if the Sentinels can play on tracking disruption on the Megathron hulls or not. They didn't do a very good job of it in the second match when the same setup was fielded. Blast X into armor straight away and his Executor. We'll see if they can break into that and finish him off. We have C7P9's Merlin taking some damage. Kadesh Priestess taking a little bit of damage with no logistics at all on the Warlords of the Deep team. These guys simply have to use range, speed, and transversal to avoid damage and stay alive. And Kadesh Priestess may be in a bit of trouble right now. He is losing shields rapidly. So is C7P9. A local tank is the only thing you have to rely on here. And meanwhile, Blast X's Executor is not taking damage.
Yeah, and it's also worth mentioning that only the Vindicators are tracking disrupted. That Navy Mega has no tracking disruptors on it. I don't know why they would do that, because Navy Mega has decent range as well, but we'll see if that comes back to bite them in the butt. We've got C7P9 going into armor. At the same time, Blast X is not taking much, and they have put some damage onto Grath Telkin. Oh man, Phantom in the Sentinel taking a lot of damage. If they don't get reps on him soon, he might not live.
Absolutely. If you look at his ranges, they damped him down, and he's forced to either get in close or not apply any of his EWAR or anything. Just run around the edges, and it looked like he tried to get in close, and he got volleyed to low armor. There's still no reps coming from the Executor. I think he's a little ways off of the Executor, so he's not going to be getting reps now. He's approaching the Executor from what I could see on the field there, but there is a Saber in between him and the Executor, so he may be in trouble if he tries to get too much closer.
Yeah, damage has fallen off a little bit. He's regenerating a little bit of shield just off a passive regen. Kata L just took a big burst of damage. All of his shield stripped right away, going into armor very quickly. Is he webbed? Can't quite tell.
I do not
He
see
is webbed. He is webbed.
Okay.
Kata L is webbed. He's webbed by, it looks like Duncan Tanner in the Vindicator. So if they're able to keep some damage on him and get another Vindy or the Navy Mega over there, he will drop soon. At the same time, we got C7P9 in structure. He's probably going to drop soon. And Ice Hella in the Kestrel is also getting very low.
Absolutely, damage all over the place. Kata L going to low armor here. If he breaks through into structure, this entire setup for Pandemic Legion may just collapse. Here he goes into structure. Structure damage, half structure. Meanwhile, C7P9 is taking structure damage as well, but the Myrmidon is off the field. That is a huge blow to Pandemic Legion's DPS output. That may be enough to put it over for the Warlords of the Deep team. Meanwhile, their other Merlin is now taking a little bit of shield damage. C7P9 seems to have gotten it away to safety for now, not taking any more damage and regenerating some shields.
We do have most of the support from the Warlords team now onto Blast X, and he is taking sustained damage. So we might see this Executor drop quick, but at the same time, C7P9 is in low structure, and Kadeshi Priestess just died in the Saber.
Absolutely. So you lost a Saber. It looks like we're going to lose a Merlin here any second. All it takes is one stray drone to put some damage on him, and he'll be gone. There goes Blast X, however. Executor down on the Pandemic Legion side. Both Merlins now extremely low structure. Any second, they will be gone. We have Ace Helia in the Kestrel taking more shield damage. There goes the first Merlin. Pirate Bay Saber stripped of shields entirely. Meanwhile, it looks like Wrath Telkin is losing some shields. We have one of the Sentinels still in a little bit of armor. There goes Pirate Bay Saber off the field. Along with it, nope, I take it back. The C7P9 is still alive, still managing to run it around safely.
Duncan Tanner is looking like he's going after Destoya and the Vexer. He is not webbed, but he is trying to get some damage down and not succeeding. Those tracking disruptors are definitely putting in some work this time around.
Yeah, I was curious to see if no more insta-popping the Sentinels with Null this time around for Heart SP. It's interesting, I think I'm seeing Duncan Tanner running ECCM, and there is absolutely no EWAR that I can see on the field. Perhaps there's some ECM drones that I've missed, but I don't know if the capacitor is going to be significant enough to have any impact, but it's interesting to see nonetheless.
The Vindicator does get one mid over the Megathron Navy issue, so instead of, or the Megathron rather, so instead of having the 4 mids, and normally that's dedicated to Micro Warp Drive, Web, Injector, and X, you get to put the ECCM in there for pretty much free.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a question of why run it when you don't need it, but it could be missing something there. I don't see any jam effects, but who knows? We see the shields on C7P9 have recovered back. He's sitting at about 100, so he's burned way out to range to try to get himself free. Ice Helia as well is at a fair bit of range. He's regen some shields. Meanwhile, Duncan Tanner's shields have been completely stripped. He's about to start taking armor damage.
Cheap taking some damage here, and it's a very good call for these frigates to kind of bail out right now in the match. That way they can come back later when they need to chase down these smaller targets.
It looks like C7P9 has decided he's regen enough shields to try to come back in and have some impact on this fight. That they need to push something over, so he's burning back in toward the fight. He's coming 50 kilometers from where he was. Meanwhile, Ace Helia has lost his shields. A little bit more armor damage coming in. We have Chibamon almost into structure in his Sentinel, and Lucas Quan's Curse is at about half shields. Admiral Gabarius Myrmidon taking some damage as well.
Yeah, and it looks like C7P9 is going after Chibamon in that Sentinel, so if he gets a web on him, he is going to drop quick. Ace Helia is about to drop in the Kestrel, though.
Absolutely. There goes Chibamon. Looks like a volley from the Megathron Navy finished him off. We have Ace Helia gone in the Kestrel. Meanwhile, C7P9's pulled back almost all of his shields. Phantom Sentinel still sitting in armor. The Curse still sitting about half shields. Duncan Tanner's Vindicator now in a bit of trouble. He's at half armor. Hasn't been pulling a whole lot back. We'll see what they can do before he goes down. We have that second Sentinel taking a little more damage. They may want to get that Sentinel off the field and then turn their guns on the rest of the PL team, deciding that Sentinel is causing too many problems for them to focus their DPS elsewhere.
Yeah, soon here, Duncan's going to have to take care of all of these drones that are swarming around, and he is switching over to killing Berserker 2s.
That's a very good call at this point. He needs to buy himself time. That Sentinel is now off the field, which means their damage is going to be much more effective. I don't know if that Curse has tracking disruption on it. It does look like he does. We'll see if that still plays havoc with these Vindicators, but they really want to be able to get some of this down. They're slowly losing support ships. They have a Merlin limping around, bleeding structure. We have Duncan Tanner's Vindicator now almost into structure himself. He's got just a hair of armor left. He is in deep trouble.
Yep, if he can get these drones off, though, he might live this, but we really need to see something tackled, and soon, from the Warlords team, or else they might just bleed this match out into a loss.
Absolutely. Duncan Tanner now at 2/3 structure, losing structure. That's a lot of points to go off the field there. That could really spell trouble. We'll see if at that point the Pandemic Legion can take down more with them. We have Admiral Gobarius and low shields. It looks like he's regenerating back a little bit. Really no significant damage coming down on Pandemic Legion at the moment.
I believe it's
Tanner now 1/4 structure.
I believe it's that Vindicator. Okay, they did get the Megathron Navy issue over to Duncan Tanner to run his smart bomb and try to clear those drones off quicker. But at this point, he's probably just adding damage. Duncan Tanner goes down. I do believe we are sitting at 37 points on the Warlords team right now. It should be 20 plus 17, 37. So we're actually at 39 points right now for the Warlords team. And I believe we're at 26. It's very close. I think that the Warlords have the edge right now, but it is close. If they lose another Megathron, they will lose this match unless they can take something down.
Graf Telkin's Vexer is taking a fair bit of damage here. He's into armor now, which suddenly means they've decided to apply some damage to him. We'll see. He has some drones on him. Berserker 2s, it looks like. He's pulling back his hammerheads. He may be launching something else to try to take these Berserker 2s off of him. So I don't see any significant damage coming across on the Navy Mega or Vindicator right now. And with the Smart Bomb on that Navy Mega, it's going to be hard to put any damage on him with the drone comp. So it may be that Warlords can turn this around again.
I think Grath is running a bit low on cap right now. He's pulsing his micro warp drive, which does allow those Berserkers to catch up to him here and there. I think that, okay, C7P9 has come in, and it looks like he's trying to get a tackle onto that Vexor, but he dies in the process.
Suicide tackle, and I don't think it was effective long enough to get any of the battleship hulls in there on him. You do see Heart SP now burning after him. Grath is just a little bit faster. Eventually, if Grath caps out, Grath actually turned. If Heart SP can intercept the trajectory, he might be able to get a web on him. Heart is turning a little bit as well.
Yeah, and they are... Pandemic Legion is ahead on points right now, so if we've got about 1 minute left for them to kill something, anything, or else Pandemic Legion takes this match.
Absolutely, the time is expiring. We're at 40 seconds, 45-ish, and still Grath is avoiding enough damage. Those drones aren't pecking away strong enough at him. Pandemic Legion happy to just kite this out. And we're waiting at local for the time count. Haven't seen the 30 seconds yet, but I'm sure it's coming. It's amazing to watch Grath just manage to run from these drones. You would think they'd do a little more damage. There's the 30 seconds. Call in local. Megathron Navy and Vindicator unable to apply their damage effectively on this Vexor, and it looks like he will survive. That will go 2-2-1. Pandemic Legion tying the series up after being down 0-2, surviving 3 straight matches against Warlords of the Deep, and will go on to a 6th match to tiebreak this if indeed the time runs out, which it appears it will.
Alrighty, well, good fight from these two teams. It really came down to the wire there. Hopefully we get another great match for the next round and come to a good conclusion to this tournament.
Absolutely. With that, we'll go back to the studio for one more session. In between matches, we will have a 6th and final match, one way or another, and to determine a winner of SCL 3.